Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everybody. This is another short video about tools that I use in my own life and in therapy to support clients, and I found to be of great benefit. The tool that I spoke about in a previous video that you can locate on my YouTube video channel is about self-dialogue and the different persons. So that's speaking to our own soul. And that can be incredibly powerful about acknowledging what's going on for us, acknowledging the emotions, and acknowledging the circumstances that are going on in our life, and really being present with them rather than dismissing them and trying to avoid them, which is not always helpful. Sometimes we do need, obviously, to distance ourselves from what's going on when it feels overwhelming. But also we do need to come back to them when we feel some essence or element of capacity to face them. So that's a very powerful tool, self-dialogue. But another really powerful tool is divine dialogue, and that's where we really feel we're connecting to our maker. We're connecting to one who is ultimate power, ultimate reality, ultimate being, and feeling like we are able to connect to something far bigger, someone far bigger than ourselves. And that can be incredibly powerful and therapeutic. And so we can do this in the three persons, first, second, and third person, just like in self-dialogue. Remember, if you recall, in self-dialogue, it's like saying, I'm not alone, or I can do this, or whatever you're saying, just acknowledging what's going on for you. Second person, you're not alone, Idris. You have been struggling. You will get through this, for example. And then third person, Idris is not alone. Idris has been really struggling. Idris will get through this. Each one of those persons has a different tone to it, and it's really important to play around with those. So what would divine dialogue look like? We usually speak in the second person to Allah, so we would say, for example, Allah, I'm here and you see me, and I know you, and I know that you're there for me, and I know I'm not alone. You see this pain that I'm in, you see that I'm struggling, you know what I desire and what my goals are, and I'm just here acknowledging what is for me. And I feel broken and I feel embarrassed to acknowledge this before you, but I know that you're there for me. So that's second person, and that's what people probably are most familiar with, and that can be incredibly powerful. But also there's other ways to converse with God. We can use third person, and so from time to time we will use this. I know Allah is there for me. Allah is there for me. Allah is there. He sees what I'm going through. He sees that I'm struggling. I feel so embarrassed to speak before him, but he's there. And noting how you emotionally react to this, and finding out which one really resonates with you. And then we have a very powerful way of speaking to God, which is in the first person, which people are probably less familiar with, but can be incredibly powerful. And that's where we speak as if Allah is speaking to us. I see you, Idris, and I created you. And I know you, I know what's in your heart, and I know what's going on for you, and I know you've been avoiding admitting this, what you're going through and your struggle, but I see you, and I'm there for you, so ask of me. That's first person. And that can really bring someone out of their loneliness. But also acknowledging sometimes it can be too overwhelming to actually say that. And so finding out which person when you're speaking with Allah is most effective for you. What's the emotional, imagine it like almost you're sending out a frequency to a string and how it resonates to that. That's how does your emotional heart resonate to that tone of the person and what you're saying. And showing up to Allah, to God Almighty, as you are, even if you're ashamed at admitting it, even if you feel distant from him, acknowledging it, meeting God where you're at, because accepting that you're not accepting is accepting. That's meeting God where you're at. For example, I'm really angry, and to be honest, I feel angry at you, God, and I know that's not right, and I don't understand why I'm feeling like this towards you. Or I feel like all the things that I set my heart on things in my life, but I feel like they've not come about, and I can't help but feel this anger, and I feel really uncomfortable saying that, but I know that you are willing to hear me no matter how I show up. Really just showing up with what's going on, and that's when openings can happen. I hope that's helpful, and I hope that's of benefit to you, and I really invite you just to play around with these things.